my first video documenting our budgeting journey. So we've kind of been on a budgeting journey already. We've gotten out a lot of our debt and stuff, but now we want to get better at saving and reaching the goals that we want to reach. So that's kind of what this channel is for. It's for me to hold myself accountable and kind of as like a journal to look back at our progress. It's also to motivate other people. And I also want to build a community where we're just supporting each other. So that's my goals for this channel. And this is my first video, so let's go. So my background is, my name is Natalie. I am married. I've been married for almost 3 years. We have a little 19-month-old boy. He's almost 19 months. And I am currently 27 weeks pregnant. So almost into the 3rd trimester. Super exciting. I'm starting to feel very pregnant. I am also studying health science in school, so I am doing school. I did take like a year off because of pregnancy brain right now. School is really difficult. And then I am having baby girl in February, and then my school does 3 semesters a year, and so I took this whole year off, and then I'll jump back into it next fall. But I just have about a year and a half left of that to get my bachelor's. I don't know if I said how old I am, but I am 23. But another big thing that lends to our circumstances that is different than a lot of other people's is my husband is type 1 diabetic. So each month we have to get him insulin, and then every few months we have to get supplies for his pump, and he has doctor's appointments every 6 months. So that's something a little different. So there's kind of my story. Now let's jump right into the finances. The first thing that we have is our income. So my husband works full-time and he's salary. I work very part-time, and we both get paid every other week on the same Fridays. So for me, up here, I make about $100 and $150 bi-weekly. I just work at fast food. I'm pretty minimum wage right now because I'm still kind of in training. It's just to work. I work evenings once or twice a week just to make a little extra and get out of the house. So this is what my husband makes without taking anything out. So he just got a raise to $50,000 a year, but as you'll see, that is definitely not how much we end up with. So the first thing that's deducted from his paycheck every other week is all these pre-tax like deductions kind of things. So first of all, he puts like an automatic 6% into his 401k. The company puts some in too if he puts some in. So he puts in $132.65 into his 401k every single paycheck. And then we move down to dental insurance. This is me, my husband, and our baby boy. And so that is $21.05. Vision is $5.22. Then this, I am not 100% sure what this is, but it's taking out $4.53. Then this is how much our insurance costs every check. So we do have to pay for pretty expensive insurance because we will use it. So we pretty much know with my husband's stuff and then me having babies and having children that we will hit our deductibles. So we pay for a pretty decent insurance plan because we need it. And currently the company he's at doesn't have the best benefits. So we do pay $205.15 every paycheck for our medical insurance. So that is super fun. And then with the medical insurance, we have an HSA account, and we put in 100 of that every paycheck because we know we'll use it. And the company matches some. I think they put in like $40 to $50 when we put in some. So after that, our pre-tax deductions are $468.60. And then with taxes, which is $204.59. Our total deductions out of that paycheck is $673.19. So that's money that we just never see. I mean, we get the insurance and all that stuff and HSA, but that doesn't ever come to us. And so that's our net pay. And then there's this also tax benefit stuff that I don't really know what it is, but this is how much comes into our bank account. So $1,226.26 every other week. That's what we get. And then the government this year, I know a lot of people have been getting it, but we get a $300 tax credit for our son. And so then my paycheck times 2 plus my hubby's paycheck times 2 plus the government this is about how much we have every month if we just get paid twice. Sometimes there's months where we get 3 paychecks because it's like the extra long ones, I don't know, that have 3 Fridays. But normally we make $2,952.52. Now some of this is going to change. He did just get a raise, so that just changed. And also his company just changed insurance providers. So hopefully this will be going down. I looked at the plan. I don't know exactly how much it's going to be going down. I think we'll be paying overall for insurance maybe $50 less a paycheck. So that would be nice. All right, moving on to our expenses. Now, ignore the fixed expenses. This is all of our expenses. So first of all, our rent for our 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment is $1,200. Our internet is $30, and that's just through the apartment complex. Our car, so we have the one sedan, is $225 a month. Our phones are about $95. We're on his parents' plan, so we just pay his dad for our phones and stuff. I pay for Spotify because I use Spotify all the time, so I had $10. Then I pay Google for a little extra Google storage, $3. Insulin is about $100 a month. Usually we just pay with the HSA, but I just put it on here anyways. That's what we have to pay for it a month. We found a deal. It would not normally be that cheap. So our fixed expenses are $1,663. Now over here is kind of the budget that we normally use for a month. So groceries, I give us like $150 a week for groceries. So my grocery budget includes everything, not just food. It includes everything we need for the house, everything we need for my son, for cleaning, if we need clothes or something random, that's included. So I need to know, like eating out, everything. So if we're planning on doing those things, I'll just tighten our grocery budget. I would though like to get this smaller because that's like really the only area that we can kind of get smaller right now. Everything else is pretty streamlined, and we're pretty bad at overspending in this category. So I just need to get better at tracking what we're spending. Gas, I give us about $100 a month. We usually only have to fill up like twice. My work is very close and my husband's work is very close. Now obviously we have to plan for more if we're traveling at all, because we usually drive. My husband's family is about 3 hours away, so we'll drive there, and that usually takes a tank or 2 of gas to get down there. So that's like extra $100. This gas is getting expensive. And then we do pay tithing to our church, 10% every paycheck. So I just rounded up how much we make to $3,000, and we'd pay $300 tithing on that. Our utilities is usually about $70. We just pay to the city, and that includes water and electric, I believe. We don't have any gas at this apartment. And then gifts, I just put this in here, it's $50. That just varies on the month. We just have months that are very birthday heavy, like July and like some of the spring months are very birthday heavy. And then obviously for Christmas, I've already done most of my Christmas shopping, but we need to get stuff for my husband's family. So the total variable, so rough estimate of those expenses is $1,120. So overall, our total expenses on average are $2,783 a month. So our income minus our expenses, we are in the green by a little bit. It's $169. So this would probably go into savings, whatever we decide. It's a good spot to be because we just got that raise. So before we were barely scraping by, and now we have a little bit extra room, which is very nice. I just need to get better at cutting this down. And so then I'm going to look at all the money we have currently. This is assets and debt. So currently we have these 4 bank accounts. They're a little more disorganized than I'd like them to be, but I'll explain each one. So first of all, we have our debit checking account, and that's the one that both of our debit cards are linked to. So that's what we make any payments with. And that one has $354.97 in it right now. And then our bills checking account, so that's where our Venmo comes out of. So we pay rent through Venmo and we pay our phone bill through Venmo. And then our card payment is also linked to that. So that all comes from this one. And my paycheck goes into this account. So that's pretty much just what this one does, all the bills and stuff. Now the savings account, that is where my husband's check goes into. So we'll take out what we need and try to leave everything else in here. It's not the best setup, but it's okay. Then we have the emergency savings. We have $2,000.05. And that one just doesn't get touched at all. That one's just backup. That cushion makes me feel a little safer. It's not a huge cushion yet, but it will do. This 401k is from my husband's job currently. We need to find if he had 401ks from his previous jobs. And none of my jobs I've ever had them take out 401k money because I just didn't need them to, I guess. So in his 401k from this job, he has $7,056.49. And then we invest in several different things. We just like it. I've had stuff in Robinhood for a long time, so I think I've invested about like $400 something, and currently that's worth $582. That can fluctuate from $560 to like $620, kind of goes around there. Then I have Acorn, which just rounds up my debit money and puts it in there. But this one just automatically invests, so I use this kind of as a travel fund, but I think I'm going to kind of use it if we need extra for baby girl. So that has $462.20. And then my husband is into cryptocurrencies, so he's got Coinbase, and currently he's invested, I think, around $200, and it's currently worth $281.01. And then the only debt we have right now, besides like our phones, kind of, I guess I didn't really count that, but the only thing we have as debt is our car. We still have $7,077.20 left on that. So with our assets minus our debt, our net worth is about $7,903.56, which is a pretty solid place to be, because a couple years ago, when we were first married, I had about $6,000 of student loans, and we had about $3,000 to $4,000 worth of credit card debt. So it was like $10,000 worth of extra debt, and we paid that off around the time my son was born. We lived with his parents for a few months when my son was born, and we were able to get a bunch paid off then. And that year we kind of got it all paid off. We were pretty strict about it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go over a quick budget for the next couple weeks. So we just got paid this past Friday, and we'll get paid next Friday. So this is just going to be a budget until then. It's just gonna be a rough budget. I will get back to you guys with a more in-depth budget for like more long-term. My husband is currently working on an Excel spreadsheet kind of system thing that I can use to keep track of everything better, and also that we could potentially sell to you guys if you guys wanted a program like that. He is pretty good at making that kind of stuff. So we're working on that, so I will have that for you guys next week or in 2 weeks, whenever I come back to you with a more finalized budget. So this is just for the next 2 weeks, like November 15th till like we get paid like November 5th, 25th or something. So we actually have no bills from now to then. Our rent was already paid for the month. Our car was already paid for the month. Our phone is at the end of the month. So after we get paid next, we already got insulin for the month. And I think that's pretty much everything. Spotify and Google, I'm pretty sure already got paid. I might have to pay that still. So we don't have any bills, so it's all variable expenses. Now, next week is Thanksgiving. So we are going to be at my husband's family's house from like late Tuesday to Saturday. So we'll only really have to buy groceries for like, I think we're in charge of like one meal there, and we're in charge of helping with some of Thanksgiving. So that will not, I mean, we're gonna have to pay for a meal for a lot of people, but we'll see. So I'm only planning for groceries for the next 2 weeks. My goal is to keep it around $150. So hopefully less than that. I'm going to get groceries in a couple days, and I'll try to only spend like $80 to hold us over till next Tuesday. So I think that should be fine. And then gas though, because we're driving down to my husband's family, so we're probably gonna need to fill up sometime this week, and then getting down there and getting back, I'm planning on, we're gonna have to fill up 2 to 3 times. So I am just going to go ahead and budget like $150. Oh, utilities. I think I do need to pay utilities, and I've already looked at the utilities bill, and it will be right around what I predicted, which is $70. So I do need to pay that. So total in the next few weeks, I'll just spend $370, and that is until we get the next paycheck next Friday. So that's just my rough draft goals until then. So I'll do a checkup with you guys next week of how this is going, and then we'll do a regrouping the next week after this paycheck. Let's talk about my money goals. The things that we are working towards. So the soonest money goal is baby girl in February. So she will be here in February. And we're planning, our deductible will be about $3,000, and we're planning to kind of hit that. So we're planning to want to have about $3,000 for that. So we already have that in our bank account pretty much, but I'd like to have that just in savings, and right now we have like 2,000 something in savings. So I'd like us to get to 3,000. And then we're thinking we're going to buy a van sometime after baby girl. And I would like to have a few $1,000s saved up to put towards that. We'd probably buy it in like April or May. And so that would be $2,000 to $3,000 that I'd want to put towards that. Because our sedan is very small, so it'll be hard to fit 2 kids in it, and then it'd also be nice for me to have a car, but we'll have to revisit our finances when it gets to that point, because obviously I won't have been working because I've had baby girl, and we'll just have to see what's going on. But that's the goal right now. And then I would like to pay off the sedan by the end of the year. Hopefully before that, but realistically it would be by like December next year. And so that would be like $7,000. So yeah, so that's kind of the things we're looking to do next year is get completely out of debt with this car, possibly buy a second car, and obviously pay for baby girl. And then in the next couple of years after that, so this is for 2022, the next couple of years after that, kind of working at the same time, I'd like to pay off the van if we get one, build up our emergency fund to be 3 to 6 months. You know, that cushion, like if my husband was to lose his job or anything, then we would be good for a few months. So I'm planning on our van, if we're able to put some money down, we'd have like $15,000 on it. And then for 3 to 6 months, I would plan on like $10,000. So that's kind of like 4 months or something like that. For now, just to kind of start with. Get that in somewhere. I don't know if I'd keep that in a savings account or in something else. We'll look at that later. And then we'd like to start saving up for a down payment on a house in the next few years. This doesn't really have an amount yet because we'll just have to see how big of a house we can afford and see how much we've saved up, and by the time we can get a house, our circumstances will be different than they are now. But yeah, so right now that's what we're looking for like in the next few years. I'm saying this stuff is by like rough estimate now, 2024 to 2025, because that's a pretty substantial amount, like $30,000 trying to be saved right here. So, I mean, hopefully we keep making more money and stuff, and this becomes a little easier to do. But right now, that's quite a bit of money. I'll check back with you guys and make sure that I am looking good on my budget for next week. We'll see how much I've spent and if I need to keep a close eye on next week's spending to stay under this. But I'm gonna go pay those utilities. And let me go. If you guys have any questions, anything else you want to see, yeah, anything from me, anything you liked, didn't like, and if you'd like to support us on this journey, please subscribe and like and all that stuff. That would mean a lot to me as I try to build this channel and build that community. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.